Hello, welcome to this new video. Today I would like to give you some ideas and key points around Yoko Geri Kekomi. But first of all, if you want to achieve great karate kicks and if you want to improve your flexibility, please check the replay of my online seminar about flexibility and basic kicks. You will find the link in the description below. So let's start with Yoko Geri Kekomi. So first thing, Yoko Geri. Yoko means side and Geri means kick. So basically, Yoko Geri Kekomi is a kick from the side. So from the side of the body, which means this part of the body, we kick from here. And what we have to understand is that there is two types of Yoko Geri. The first one is Yoko Geri Keage, and the second one is Yoko Geri Kekomi. So Yoko Geri Keage is more like here. It's a raising whipping kick. And Kekomi is more a penetrating kick. So it's more like here. So Yoko Geri Kekomi, the one we are going to have a look on today, is more like a tsuki. It's like a punch. It goes very straight. And what I have to say is that usually when I see people practicing the Yoko Geri, it's often very difficult to see the difference between their Kekomi and their keage. But they are very different kicks. The only same point is that they are made from the side, but their use and their trajectories are very different. So we will have a look on keage on another video. So today let's focus on Yoko Geri Kekomi. So Yoko Geri Kekomi, first thing, we need to understand how to generate power from Yoko Geri Kekomi. So what we want is to, as in all our technique, is to transfer the power from the floor to our kick. So for that, we have to build a good shape, a good technique with a good shape. So this means for Yoko Geri Kekomi that we have to align the supporting leg with the hips, the back, and the kicking leg, because we want to transfer the power from the floor through our body to the kick. Same thing like we do in Yakuzuki, we want to transfer the power from the floor, and if we break the technique, the power goes away. So for Yoko Geri Kekomi, this means that we have to make a line, a correct line between our heel, our supporting leg heel. So this is called Jikuashi, this leg, our knee, our hip, our hips, left hip, right hip, and then with our kicking leg. Of course our back and our kicking leg. We don't want to make Yoko Geri Kekomi like this. You see, the butt is going here, and almost all the power is going here. We want to make it more aligned here. So we want to, for the basic, we want to bend our supporting leg and make our kick here. Make a line, pushing to the heels, and make a line between the heel, the knee, the hips, the back, and we try to raise the back as much as we can, and the left hips and the supporting leg. So from here, when you practice slowly Yoko Geri, you try to turn your hip and make a line here with your Yoko Geri Kekomi. So you want to make this beautiful line. So on the other side, this looks like from here, bend your supporting leg and you turn your hips, you open your hips, and then you push, and you want almost to turn your hips and push it forward in order to transmit the power from the floor to your kick. So one thing is, Yoko Geri Kekomi must be made with this part of the foot, which is called sokuto. But sometimes for some people it's quite difficult to make a correct shape for the sokuto. So you can, in the purpose of feeling your kick, you can think of making Kekomi more with your heel here. So Yoko Geri Kekomi, first thing can be used using several types of situations with your opponent. In a self-defense situation, it can be used like a fumikomi to break the knee. So you kick down towards the knees of your opponent or maybe the hips. Another idea of using it is when your opponent is coming, you go little side, and from here, Yoko Geri Kekomi at 45 degrees. This is one other use. Another use is the more direct approach. So your opponent is coming, and you are going to kick here. So you're going inside his guard, and he's coming and straightly inside his guard. This is another use, but this one is quite difficult to make. And there is another use which is quite effective, but it's difficult to make. Some fighters are specialists of this one. It's like kicking your kekomi with the front leg. So you have a jukamae position standard, your weight is here, but what they do, they prepare with shifting a little their weight backward, and sometimes leaning a little backward. So from here, what if the opponent comes, they can make a kick. The opponent is coming, and whatever technique it is, because when you make kekomi, you're very far from your opponent, and it's kind of a safe place. So if the opponent is coming, they slightly lean back, and from here, make it inside their opponent, so the opponent's coming and come back. But once, and go back, maybe fall down. But one thing very important is to think about what I already said, making a correct line. Because if you make this kind of kick with on someone that is bigger, stronger than you, and stronger than you, if you don't correctly transfer the power from the floor to the kick, you will be pushed backward. You won't have enough energy to injure your opponent, and you will be pushed backward. So this is the first thing for Yoko Geri Kekomi, making a correct shape. This means a correct line. But there is another thing. We use Yoko Geri Kekomi, and we practice in Japan. We used to practice it almost only from kibadachi, because when you are in kibadachi here, you go here and you raise your knee, and from here the position is great to make the kick. So you push the kick and you come back and you make kibadachi, okay? So from the side is here, so you see my body is already ready to kick, and I just have to raise my knee, and from here I push, and I try to make my correct line for kekomi. I come back here and I make kibadachi. This is a very standard approach of kekomi. If you make it from Zenkusudachi, same thing. Usually you go and you turn from here, and you are in the same position as in kibadachi. So from here, you're in Zenkusudachi, and you go and you turn side, and you are in the same side position. But what I showed you here is very basic, like Kihon form of Yoko Geri Kekomi. And like all Kihon, the purpose of the Kihon is not to fight. You have to understand that you don't fight with Zenkusudachi. You don't fight with the standard technique. But you have to use the principles that you learn in the practice of the Kihon in your kumite. In karate, Japanese masters have broke down the technique. They have separated every piece of the technique. They have cut the technique so that in Kihon we can improve each part, master each part, and then blend everything together to make a correct technique. But we have to think that basic technique is here to build our body, of course sometimes to build our spirit when training is hard, but it's another question. But technique is here, Kihon are here to make us learn the basic and fundamental principle of the technique. Like I already told you, the use of the floor, the use of the tanden, of the hips, the correct timing, not making too much motion in your technique. So this is the quest of the Kihon. And that's why we practice Kihon, basic Kihon, every day, like sometimes, like somebody in music. They play very simple notes every day because they want to master every simple thing of their art. It's the same in karate. So you have to think that you don't fight with the Kihon as they are. But you can make some Kihon for kumite, but basic Kihon, I mean. So this is true to Yoko Geri Kekomi. So when I make Yoko Geri Kekomi, I showed you here from the side, I showed you here, and you raise your knees here. But what happened here, if you are in a real situation? Here, all your power has stopped here, and almost all your power goes up when you raise your knee, or just stop here. And what you want when you make a kick, you want to be here and be able to transfer the power forward. That's why in Yoko Geri Kekomi, in a real Yoko Geri Kekomi, it's my feeling. It's my understanding of the technique. It's not like a prescription, it's just like a description of what I've learned and I've discovered in the technique. So what I think is that if I make Yoko Geri Kekomi, I mean Zengusudachi, I make here, you see, you can see in the image, and I feel in my body that power goes back and stop here. What I want is to make from here, oh, my power forward. I want from here to transfer my power, forward with my power. What I need to do is create an imbalance forward. I want to create this imbalance to use my body mass and the floor, the pushing on the floor, and transfer this power in my kick. So when you cut the technique like we do in basic Kihon, you cannot make this, create this imbalance, especially if you count. If I make from here and here, I make each knee. I cannot make knee and stop here with the imbalance. I have to make from here, I have to make each knee, okay, and san. Try to extend my leg. I extend, I come back and down. So this is to master each part of the kick. But if I make it real, it cannot be like this, because we have to create this imbalance forward. So when you kick, there are two other important points in Yoko Geri Kekomi. First of all is your back. What? I want to send most of my power in my kick. So if I do, I'm lean backward like this to make a high kick, all my powers go back. So maybe it's cool for the photo, but for the kick, it's not good. It's better to have like a lower kick and here than a high kick if you lean too much back. So you have to keep your back as straight as possible when you kick. So I'm here, I'm going to kick. I try to keep my back here. And the shape of your kick must be, is great if you have something to hold to help you feeling that. So the shape of my kick, if I'm here, so I'm making my Yoko Geri Kekomi, you see I'm back. But I want to be forward. I want to be forward here and send my power, feel my power going forward. And my back, I try to turn and keep as straight as possible. So keeping the back straight help you to create more power, to keep more power in your kick, but also not to tell too much information to your opponent. Because if I do like this, you can see what I do. But if I go straight here, my back is almost not moving. Of course it will move, and that's why we train every day and we try to improve these things in technique. But I try, when I do my kekomi, to keep my back as straight as possible in order to hide my technique to my opponent. So this is a very important point. You have to keep your back as straight as possible. And you can work it when you have something to support you, to feel like I did, like, again, when you are here, I make my standard kekomi, okay, Okay, but I want my power forward. Okay, I feel forward now, but I don't want here. I want to be here. Okay, here it hurts, of course, but you try to keep your good shape and come back here. So this is very useful for that, and you can use it when you have something to support you. Same thing, you can use it here. So you make your shape and try to go back a little, and from here, bend your knee and keep your back as straight as possible. And if you have something to hold, it's even better here to keep your back straight. And of course, you have to always think about hikiashi, the snap back of the kick, because like in Maegi, a big part of the power of your Yoko Geri Kekomi is made from hikiashi. So you don't want to make one and fall down. You try to make one and come back here, ready for the next technique, Okay? And so, another point, last one for today, another idea is, as I told you, I want to create an imbalance forward, and I want to be ready to kick. So, if I kick forward, I don't want to raise my knee like this. I mean in a real kick, not in a basic kick. If I'm kicking forward, I want my knee to be ready and already facing my target. So it won't be like in basic here, and from here, kick and down. It will be more like, I mean, in a real situation, like when you work on freestyle sparring. So from here, I want my kick to be here, ready to kick. And from here, I just have to push my back leg. I just have, from here, if my kick is here, I just have to push my back leg, extend my front leg, and go. So this is the situation I showed you here. You are in this position. And from here, you just have to, because if your supporting leg is straight, it doesn't work, because you just have this part to kick. You need to have your supporting leg bent so that you can transmit the power, go here, with your supporting leg, okay? So this is very important. When I'm kicking Yoko Geri Kekomi, I try to be here, ready. I don't go 1 and 2. I try to be ready from here. And it's kind of protecting you here. And it's ready, but it's not too time. It's not 1, I keep here, and I have correct balance, and 2, I go. This works only if you create the imbalance forward. You have to create this imbalance forward and be ready for the kick. So, from here, you do kamae, you go here, and you kick. From here, you do kamae, you go here. From here, you go here, and you kick kekomi. So this is very important for me in Yoko Geri Kekomi. So for the next part of the video, I will give you some of my favorite exercises to improve your Yoko Geri Kekomi. And if you want to practice these exercises with me, please join my online karate community. You will find the link in the description below. Also, you will be able to train with me in live online seminars. You will receive exclusive traditional karate content directly in your inbox, and you will be able to send me your own and personal videos of you practicing for me to check them and then give you some feedback and advice and tips to improve and take your karate to the next level. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Please check the replay of my flexibility and basic kicks online seminars. There are more tips for Yoko Geri Kekomi and also for Mawashi Geri and Yoko Geri Keage. You will find the link also in the description below. So I see you in the next part of the video, and I wish you a great training and a great day. Thank you very much. Bye.